Hi friends, my name is Miss B, and welcome to Miss B's Bedtime Story Time. It is so good to see you. Happy Thursday. We love Thursday because dragons do not eat noodles. I think they eat a king buffet? Maybe. Alright, so today I'm going to do one of our silly only read one part of a story. And then tomorrow I will read the second part because it is a long book. But it is all about weather. If you were at the Zoom yesterday, we started to read Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. But I decided I wasn't going to read that at a bedtime story time because not all of our friends were there. So I don't want them to get really confused. They don't know how the beginning happened. And I can't read the whole thing because it's very long. So I am going to read another book that is kind of like that. It's actually the one that comes after. But you don't need to know about that one to understand this one. So we are going to do it. Sound good? Okay. Awesome. This book is called Pickles to Pittsburg. And it is written and colored by Judi Barrett, but the pictures were drawn by Ron Barrett. So Ron drew the pictures and Judi colored them in. I think I would like that to be my job. I'd like to color in the pictures. You are all so good at coloring things in. All right. Dear, I'll hold it this way so you can see the pictures. Dear Henry and Kate, I'm having the best vacation ever, but I don't get much rest. I really wish you were here. Our group travels around in a big blue bus, and somehow it manages to climb up and down the tallest and bumpiest mountains and around some of the biggest plants I've ever seen. We visited many unusual places, met the local people, and even helped them out with some of their chores. I'm taking lots of pictures because this place is hard to believe. Can't wait till I see you next Thursday. Today's Thursday. Love and hugs, Grandpa. And look, he drew a little picture of himself. That's nice. He's a good artist, huh? All right. Here we go. Hey, that tree up there kind of looks like broccoli, huh? That's silly. Maybe that gives us a clue about the story. Sometimes the beginning pages will give you clues about the next part of the book. It's a preview, a sneak peek. All right, next page. We all missed Grandpa an awful lot. His pancakes, his mostly funny jokes, and especially his wonderful bedtime stories. Tomorrow would be Thursday. We could hardly wait to hear where he had been and what he had done. Sorry, the book's falling out of my hands. To pass the time, we helped Mom make spaghetti and meatballs for dinner. Henry made the largest meatballs we've ever seen. After we finished eating, Henry and I cleared the table so we could help bake a special welcome home cake for Grandpa. That's a good cake, huh? What does it look like? That's so silly. All right. Next page. Oh, you know what I noticed? Notice what color these pages are. We haven't seen a lot of color yet, have we? Oh. All right. I took Grandpa's postcard up to my room and put it on a little table beside my bed. I kept staring at it and wondering. The lamplight made a bright photograph of a wonderful place that seemed somehow familiar. I said goodnight to it and drifted off into my dreams. It It looks like this is what she dreamed about, right? Surrounded by milky blue skies and with Henry as my co-pilot, we carefully steer our plane through large puffs of mist. Soon we find ourselves soaring over the island, a very lumpy island. From the air, it looks like a gigantic feast. Huge vegetables, salads, and desserts lie beneath them. The mountains look like huge loaves of bread. That is a town. That's an island. It looks like my dinner. We decide to take a closer look and prepare ourselves for a bumpy landing. We avoided some broccoli and narrowly missed a huge hamburger, and landed on 2 giant strips of bacon. Whoa. Henry and I step down from the plane and look around. Before us lie a strange but wonderful land. We're surrounded by larger-than-life vegetables and a lake that smells like breakfast. Looks like breakfast too, huh? We try to keep our balance as we walk around the top of a gigantic bagel and past a forest of towering carrots. One is pierced by a tunnel large enough for a car to drive through. Wow. Off in the distance, we see popcorn snowing down onto the peaks of enormous rolls. Way above our heads, high up in the trees that look like broccoli, chubby birds are nesting in huge shredded wheat biscuits. Oh, it's so silly. Ahead of us, at the end of a long road, there looks like an abandoned town. Abandoned means nobody lives there. There used to be people there, but they left. And we start walking towards it. Sweet-smelling rain begins to fall. It collects in hundreds of open containers that are lined up in a field beside the road. Lots of orange petals are everywhere. Orange juice! All of a sudden, we find ourselves standing in the shadow of a giant tuna fish sandwich. It is being delicately, very carefully lifted by a helicopter. In the distance, another helicopter races off with a jumbo pickle. A pickle! That is so silly. When we reach what is left of the town, we see the remains of a sign welcoming us to a place called Chew and Swallow. I know I've heard of that name somewhere before. We walk through the entire town in amazement. Look at that town. What is going on there? Whew. I wonder what happened. Up ahead, lots of workers wearing helmets and dressed in matching uniforms are loading huge potatoes onto a truck. Other trucks sag under the weight of immense artichokes, really big artichokes, enormous eggplants, and massive peas and carrots. Foot-long veal cutlets, it's like lamb, are stacked up to be packed for shipping. So they're collecting all the food. I wonder where they're going to send that food. All right, this is going to be our last page for today. Ready? To the east, The weather is changing, and we can see sandwiches raining down. As soon as they land, they are piled up neatly, ready for shipment on a freighter anchored down by the shore. Freighter is a big ship that brings things places. Mm-hmm. And then over here, there's a list. It's the shipping schedule when they are sending things. It says eggplants to Ecuador, chili to Chile, milk to Milwaukee, hamburgers to Hamburg. And that's all on Monday. That's so silly. And the last page that we're going to do. Large reservoirs of milk and cream flow into extra large containers, which are lined up, ready to be loaded onto a ship. Printed on the sides of the trucks are the words, Falling Food Company, large food for large and small countries. Free. That's free food. Wow, that would be very helpful. It's very nice that they're giving free food away, huh? Look at that hot dog. That's so silly. That is an ice cream pool. Would you want to go in that ice cream pool? I would. All right. We'll see what happens to the town of Chew and Swallow next time, tomorrow. Okay? Awesome. That was so good. I really love that story. I'm sorry that I was tripping over my words so much. My tongue kept getting tied. There must be a frog in there. That was tricky. All right, my friends. I'm going to teach you 2 words about food because although the weather in Chew and Swallow is food, it's not really the weather that we have here. But it's always important to know words about food, right? Sign language is for food. All right, so to say eat, like I'm going to eat that ice cream, you're going to take your fingers and put them together like this. Okay, all your fingers are going to touch your thumb, kind of like an O. And then you're just going to touch it in front of your mouth like this. That means eat. Then, if you want to say that you're hungry, you just take your hand like this, like you're holding a cup, and you put it on your chest, and you go, hungry. Hungry. I'm hungry. I want to eat. Eat. Hungry. Awesome work. All right, my friends. I will see you tomorrow for another Miss B's Bedtime Story Time. And I'm going to send a little science video, too. All right, my friends. Sleep tight.